One of the more surprising truths of the Christian religion is that we don't know for sure how to pronounce the name of our own God. Good evidence suggests it should be Yahweh, but good evidence is all God has chosen to leave us, not certainty. There is one thing we do know, though. God's name is not Jehovah. That word is a colossal, unrepealable European mistake. People can get really uptight about the way the name of God gets translated in English Bibles. The Jehovah's Witnesses, a non-Trinitarian religious group, have made it one of their leading distinctives to insist that the right way to translate the Hebrew word Yahweh is with the English word Jehovah. Their custom-made Bible, the New World Translation, uses the word Jehovah over 7,000 times. Even the venerable King James Version uses Jehovah 7 times. But there are at least 2 excellent reasons why Jehovah should not appear in any English Bible. First, Jehovah is the weirdest kind of portmanteau. It's the vowels of one Hebrew word, Adonai, inserted into the consonants of another, Yahweh, with the result then transliterated into various European languages. This is the colossal mistake I mentioned. We're not quite sure who did it, though a 16th century friar named Galatinus is often blamed, but we're pretty sure we know why. The Jewish custom of avoiding saying the divine name, Yahweh, meant that the 4 consonants, YHWH, came to be spelled with the vowels of Adonai as a reminder to say the latter instead of the former. Adonai meant Lord. Apparently, someone, maybe Galatinus, didn't realize what was going on and thought the traditional pastiche was itself a word, Jehovah. This custom spread, and the word still exists today, but it all stems from a misunderstanding. Second, the New Testament itself hints that we shouldn't use Jehovah in Bible translations. The apostles could have transliterated Yahweh into Greek, matching it letter for letter. That's what we usually do with proper names when we put them in a new language, which is why the name John has a silent H in it to this day. But instead, the apostles followed the example of the Septuagint, the pre-Christian Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament. They translated Yahweh using the Greek word for Lord, kurios. This became the overwhelming practice of later Bible translations. Instead of transliterating, the Latin Vulgate in the 4th century translated Yahweh as Dominus, Lord, the Latin equivalent of Adonai. Reformation-era Protestant Bibles followed suit 1,200 years later. Luther used the German equivalent of Lord, Herr. Other standard Bibles did the same, including Dutch, Spanish, Italian, French, and English, Lord. The Jehovah's Witnesses' official explanation for why they use Jehovah is actually very careful and linguistically sophisticated, but they still ultimately have to argue that there must be lost original manuscripts of the New Testament in Greek that used a form of Jehovah, in other words, a transliteration of Yahweh instead of the translation Lord. That's an argument from deafening silence. We have precisely 0 New Testament manuscripts that do this. Now, I've just argued that Jehovah should not appear in Bible translations, but I still happily sing hymns that include it. Guide me, O thou great Jehovah. Because one of the excellent points the Jehovah's Witnesses make, actually, is that pronunciations of names often get mangled in their journey from one language to another. Jesus sounds very little like the Hebrew name Mary would have called out when it was time for dinner, probably Yeshua. Even if its origins lie in a blunder, Jehovah has become a word in many languages, a word that's here to stay. I don't mind if people say it, but I generally recommend that Bible translations avoid colossal, unrepealable European mistakes.